After incessant overnight rains, early morning rains, Mumbai now limping back to normalcy just about. Water has started receding in several parts. Local train services operational, but train services that remain delayed in several areas.
अगले 2 दिनों तक बहुत बारिश की संभावना IMD के माध्यम से बताई गई, मौसम विभाग ने बताया, तो उसके लिए पूरी तैयारी हमने की है।
Torrential rains batter maximum city. Chief Minister Fadnavis taking stock of the situation, visiting the BMC's Disaster Management Control Room today. Wall collapse incidents that have been reported in Mumbai and Kalyan and having caused fatalities as well. 18 have been killed in these collapse cases. This is in Mumbai's East Malad as well. 3 people killed in a wall collapse in Kalyan. The BJP MP Sunny Deol stokes controversy, appointing a representative to attend meetings, follow important matters that are related to his constituency in Gurdaspur. The Congress has slammed him, saying that the actor is steering clear of his duties as a Lok Sabha MP of that place. The centre has moved the top court, challenging Bombay High Court order, which had stopped the fugitive Mehul Choksi's medical report, claiming that the order may have an adverse effect on the government's effort to get Choksi back to India to be tried. The Singapore High Court orders the attachment of properties that are related to Nirav Modi's relatives, and this is amounting to about 44 crore rupees. And this is the breaking input coming in, and what the Singapore High Court has now ordered. This is an attachment of the Nirav Modi's properties that are amounting to over 44 crore rupees. The properties belong to Nirav Modi's family, sister, to be specific, Purvi Modi, and his brother-in-law, Mayank Mehta. Let's get in those details here. This is a crackdown now in attaching properties not just belonging to Nirav Modi but to his family here as well. We have with us my senior correspondent, my senior colleague Bhavtosh, getting us those details here in this decision now that has been taken by the Singapore court. Bhavtosh, please go ahead.
In fact, this is a big boost for India's investigating agencies, which have managed in past 1 week not only to seize his assets in Singapore, but also in Zurich. Last week, around $6 million US dollar worth of accounts were seized in Zurich. At least 4 bank accounts were attached. And the Singapore High Court has given an order which is in favor of Enforcement Directorate, saying that bank accounts belonging to Purvi Mehta, Nirav Modi's sister, and Nirav Modi's brother-in-law, these bank accounts should immediately be seized. Again, the money that was there in the bank account is around $6 million. This also shows that the case that has been prepared by India's investigating agency, be it the CBI or Enforcement Directorate, has managed to stand the scrutiny of law not only in India but also abroad. Nirav Modi has not been given bail by London court, and at the same time, both Zurich as well as Singaporean authorities have appreciated the evidence presented so far, and that's the reason why several of these bank accounts have been seized. The ED has made it very clear that they are trying to convince the world that the money that has been stashed abroad is nothing but proceeds of crime, that he has defrauded India's one of the biggest public sector bank, Punjab National Bank, of at least 1.2 billion US dollars.
Right. Bhavtosh, thank you for getting us those inputs. Let's now switch back to the top focus here. This is with respect to Mumbai, flooded today with overnight and early morning heavy rainfall here, literally bringing the financial capital to an absolute halt. Several parts of the city there are still submerged. Reports here say that the water that is only now begun to recede in some areas. Situation is crawling back to normal. 24-hour heavy rainfall warning that was already there. The Maharashtra government, the Mumbai civic body, the BMC says that they are closely monitoring the situation. So this is with over 500 mm of average rains. The IMD says the most intense rainfall since the deluge, since the 2005 floods in the city. Heavy rainfall there the past 24 hours here, as you can see those images that are coming in from across areas, many parts of the city there, submerged, vehicles that were stuck, stranded. Despite the government, of course, having declared this as a holiday, many of those who had got out early are now stuck. Residences there in the low-lying areas have been flooded, and the IMD has very clearly established this the most intense rainfall that the city has received since 2005. The state government declaring a public holiday today in Mumbai, the civic body requesting for caution, patience from people, saying that they will try their best now to minimize this inconvenience.
मुंबई में अभी ये सारा पानी बाहर निकालने के लिए 5 पंपिंग स्टेशन के माध्यम से काम जो है वो जारी है। कुल मिलाकर जिस प्रकार से आईएमडी ने इसके बारे में प्रेडिक्शन दिया है, उसके चलते रात में ही हमने स्कूल कॉलेजेस को छुट्टी डिक्लेयर कर दी थी। सुबह सारी परिस्थितियों को देखते हुए ऑफिसेस को भी छुट्टी हमने डिक्लेयर की है, जिसके कारण लोगों को कठिनाई का सामना न करना पड़े। विशेष रूप से अभी पुलिस विभाग हो चाहे डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट विभाग जो बीएमसी के अंडर है वो विभाग हो, ये सारे के सारे पूरी मुस्तैदी के साथ और रास्तों पर है, लोगों को मदद करने पर जुटे हुए हैं। ट्रैफिक का जो फ्लो है वो कुछ जगह छोड़कर ओवरऑल ट्रैफिक जो है उसको अभी काफ़ी कंट्रोल में लाया गया है। महापालिका का जो प्रशासन है वो प्रशासन और पुलिस विभाग ये दोनों साथ में मिलकर काम कर रहे हैं, और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये सारी परिस्थिति जो है इस पर हम नज़र बनाए हुए हैं।
After authorities there having declared a public holiday, transport services have seen a minimal crowd this morning. On the Western Railways, trains that are still running late, and this is late by about half an hour. On the Central and Harbour line, only certain sections that are currently functional. At the Mumbai Airport, the main runway is still shut. Only the secondary runway which is operating. Most Mumbai-bound flights have been diverted already. Some were cancelled as well. In fact, let's get in those updates here from the Mumbai Airport itself. We have with us our correspondent Amita. We have Disha with us as well. This is from the Gandhi Market area, which is flooded entirely with that entire crossing there. But first to you, Disha, Amita, from the airport here, we've seen, of course, a lot of cancellations. Given the fact that we're now reporting water receding in certain areas, is the runway looking any better?
Well, the runway closure was, of course, because of an accident, I beg your pardon, that took place. All the passengers were safe in this particular flight, and one runway had to be closed. Of course, the secondary runway is open, and a tweet has also gone in from GVK asking people to check their flight details before heading to the airport, to expect delays and cancellations. There are at least 55 cancellations, and if I can just show you around, a lot of people, we are at the departure section, and all of these people waiting here outside, either their flights are delayed or cancelled. We were talking to people who had connecting flights and who had to sort of miss those connecting flights, the ones flying abroad, and they have to now pay from their pocket for those connecting flights as well. I'm just going to get in some people who are here waiting to go inside. आप बताइए हमें, आपका फ्लाइट डिले हुआ था, कहाँ से कहाँ जा?
मुंबई से दुबई जा रहा हूँ. Flight was like 3:35 flight and it's delayed for 1 hour 50 minutes for now. So
कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन दिया है आपके मतलब सर्विस प्रोवाइडर? Have they told you?
Emirates, we didn't get any information. We didn't send any mail, but from Google we checked and we are just following through that. We came here. Still now it's 5:20 flight.
There must have been a lot of inconvenience. Your plan is perhaps gone for a toss. Did you have a direct flight?
It's a direct flight, but I have a work by today evening, so I have to be there by 8 o'clock. So as per the schedule, I left from home, but till now, no, it's still been delayed.
So you're just waiting for the work?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one person whose flight, of course, was delayed. Your flight was cancelled.
Yeah, Sri Lankan Airlines was cancelled yesterday night at around 3:10 was the flight. It got cancelled, and they are not reported. We have come out from this thing arrivals, and again we are coming inside the departure, but we are not given any assurance that the flight will be taken off to Sri Lanka.
Have they told you any rescheduling or even refund?
They have given just a number to dial on that number, but still now there is no response from the positive response.
So there is confusion. What's happening inside? Because you've obviously seen a lot of people are...
around 17-18 flights were cancelled yesterday, and there was a lot of chaos inside this premises, but still nothing is happening over here.
Okay, so some of the commuters here left utterly confused, like these two were telling us. But some of the airlines have put in tweets and have informed. We were talking to a couple of other commuters as well, and they said that they have been told about cancellations, including refunds and rescheduling of their respective flights.
That's right. We are also going across, Amita, stay with us. We're going across to our colleague Disha there at the Gandhi Market. It is still raining. It is entirely flooded. The entire market area is going to be shut today here. Disha, given the fact we're reporting, of course, water receding in certain areas, but it doesn't seem it's happening in Sion.
Absolutely, sir. About an hour ago, this entire area here in Sion's Gandhi Market was flooded in a big way. But here we can see that after all the water almost has been pumped out, and you can see that there is only a little bit of water logging, especially in this particular area. We know for the fact that Sion's Gandhi Market is one of the area which gets inundated every year, Seher, and we also know for the fact that there have been 4 pumping dewatering pumps that have been installed. Here you can see my video journalist Anil Shinde, who is showing you right now that how with the help of these dewatering pumps it took almost 4 hours for the water to be pumped out. Of course, an hour ago there were no rains. The rains were stopped, especially in this area, and that is the reason it helped a lot of water to be pumped out. But of course commuters also had to face a lot of inconvenience during that point in time, because this is one of the area which comes on the Eastern Express Highway, which is one of the arterial road and highway per se. So of course, as far as for the other water logging areas are concerned, Matunga, where the area was waterlogged near Ruia College, that also has receded and is clear now for commuters and for travel purpose. Especially this entire road is also now clear for vehicular movement. Of course, an hour ago we saw a different picture together. Overall, on the Western Express Highway and Eastern Express Highways here, which are the arterial highways, the traffic is pretty much clear now, and there is no traffic disruptions at all, and waterlogging also has not been reported in most of the areas if we talk about right now the current situation.
All right, stay on with us here. We're getting in some breaking inputs. This is, of course, as per the latest alert now that is coming from the IMD, which is the India Meteorological Department here. In this alert, the IMD says heavy to very heavy rainfall is expected to continue. So this is going to continue for Mumbai and its suburbs, and this is come for the coming 2 days. Coming 48 hours, this nature of rainfall in this intensity is expected to continue. Those are breaking inputs of the latest alert coming in from the IMD. A similar situation that we're expecting in Marathwada and Vidarbha region as well. Now, these, of course, have been extremely drought-stricken for the past several seasons, so they're going to be receiving that amount of rainfall as well, which for Vidarbha and Marathwada, of course, would come in as a huge relief. IMD, but it's also sending out an advice here to tourists to not visit the mountain areas. Heavy rainfall that is expected across in these parts of Maharashtra here, especially the hilly areas here. So do not be visiting the mountain areas. Let's get in those details here. In further precautionary measures, we have with us our guest at the big story at 2 p.m. here with us. Appreciate you being with us, DDG of the IMD, Mr. K.S. Hosalikar. The inputs here that we're now getting in of the latest alert here for the IMD. Coming 2 days, Mumbai and the suburbs are going to be witnessing rains of absolute equal intensity?
In last 24 hours, Santa Cruz reported extremely heavy rainfall, that is 375 millimeter, and Colaba reported 137 millimeter. Now, these are really very big numbers, and the fact is that most of the rain, almost 200 millimeter of the rain occurred during the night time, that is from 11:30 to 5:30, and because it was non-stop rain, definitely it has caused local flooding at few places in the city. The scenario for the today and tomorrow is, today also the warnings are kept, but they are at lower level. Tomorrow we are not expecting much heavy rainfall. There can be intermittent heavy showers for Mumbai, but yeah, there would be warning. There are warnings for the northern part of the Mumbai district, that is Palghar, Dahanu, all those places we can receive heavy rainfall today and tomorrow, and of course Raigad also. So the warnings are there for North Konkan as well as South Konkan, for Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg also.
Okay. Please stay on with us. We're getting in further breaking inputs on the tragedy that has taken place here in Malad. This is regarding the wall collapse, and unfortunately the death toll has now increased to 19. This was the wall collapse of hutments that had taken place there because of the heavy rains overnight. We can see those rescue operations that are still on. Our correspondent Apeksha right there with the ongoing rescue operations. Apeksha, this of course coming in on a very tragic note. This the process of pulling out as many people alive, unfortunately, yet another fatality and a death toll of 19 so far.
That's right, Sahir. In fact, the death toll has risen. It's gone up to 19, and just a few minutes ago, we saw the NDRF team pull out a body from a lot of debris. It was piled under a lot of debris, and we have with us the auntie of the body. The woman who has died is an 18-year-old. Her name is Komal. She was missing for the last 12 hours. Family was desperately trying to look for her in all the hospitals. They were trying to look around, they were asking around, but they couldn't find her. But just about 10 minutes ago, the NDRF has, pulled out the body from the debris, and joining with us is Komal's auntie, to whose house Komal had come last night for dinner. मैम, आप बता रहे थे कैसे कोमल कल रात आपके यहाँ खाना खाने के लिए आई थी. एक फैमिली गेट टुगेदर था, लेकिन सडनली रात को 12 बजे ये दुर्घटना हुई और आज कोमल आपके बीच में नहीं है.
नहीं ना, वो हम लोग में शादी होने के बाद ऐसा बुलाता है. नया शादी होता ना, तो हमारा रिवाज ऐसा है, तो बुलाया उसको खाना खाने को, उसकी मौसी. तो पानी भर गया, तभी हम लोग उसको बोला क्यों लेके आपने घर में पानी भरा था. तो बोले आज के दिन रहेगी, कल सुबह छोड़ के आ जाऊंगी. ऐसा बोल के हम लोग खाना सब मिल के खाया. उसके बाद ऐसा घटना घट गई. तो कोमल हमको रात को मिली ही नहीं. हम सब बच्चों को लेके ऊपर का छत वाला है ना, दिख रहा है, उधर से लोग आके हम लोग को निकाला. हमारा बच्चे लोग को, देवर के बच्चे लोग को. ना मुझे देवर मिला, ना वो लड़की मिला, बहन की लड़की, मतलब बहन ही मानती मैं उसको, ना वो लड़की मिली. तो हम सब लोग, मैं सुबह रात को 1:30 बजे हॉस्पिटल में गई थी जोगेश्वरी में. सुबह 7 बजे आई मेरा छोटा लड़का को लेके मैं. तब भी से सब लोग, वो लड़का बार बार हॉस्पिटल में आके देख रहा था, मेरी कोमल नहीं मिल रहा है, मेरी कोमल नहीं मिल रहा. मौसी ढूंढो ना, मौसी ढूंढो ना. तुम्हारा बच्चे लोग को खींचा, मेरा कोमल को क्यों नहीं खींच के लाया, क्यों नहीं खींचे. हम लोग ने उसको जवाब दिया, हमारा क्या हुआ हमको पता नहीं, हम लोग को ही बह गया. ना हमारा बदन पे कपड़ा था, ना कुछ था. तो हम लोग शाके पे जैसा गया, निकाल के एक लेके खंदे पे, उधर का लोग हम लोग को कपड़ा, क्यों मेरे स्कूल से बच्चे लोग को कपड़ा, थोड़ा चादर बिदर दिया रात को. बस इतना हम लोग जानता था. वो लड़का भी हमको जवाब दे रहा है कि मेरी कोमल कहाँ, क्यों नहीं मिल रहे, कहाँ छुपी ऐसा बोल रहे. तो मेरा देवर सुबह वो कपड़े के नीचे मिल गया. तो हम लोग ये और सोचा कि किधर नहीं मिल रहा था, इधर किधर ही दब गई होगी, इधर किधर ही दब गया. हमारा मन करता था इधर ही दब गई, तो ऐसे ही दब गई हुई.
और आप बता रहे थे कि ऐसी घटना पहली बार हुई है.
हमारे साथ तो पहली बार ही हुआ ऐसा घटना. पहले पानी भर, हर साल हमारे घर में पानी भरता है. जितना हम लोग झोपड़पट्टी है ना, इतना से इतना खड्डे में, तो हमारे घर में इतना पानी. जैसा बारिश अब 24 घंटा आता था ना, तो पानी भरता था. तो हम लोग जैसे पानी कम हुआ तो हमारा पानी चला जाता था. हम पोंछ के पंखा लगा के खाना बना के खाता था. जिसके घर में पानी नहीं जाता था, वड़ा पाव खाता था. बस हमने इतना दिन से इधर रहा, कभी 7 जुलाई के एक बार बारिश गिरा तो हमारा नुकसान बहुत हुआ, पर कोई मरा नहीं।
और आप बता रहे थे कि ये एक साल पहले ही ये दीवार बनी थी।
हाँ, 1 साल ही पहले बनाया ये, 1 साल 1 डेढ़ साल हुआ लगता है बनाया बस।
There's a extremely tragic incident that has taken place, and there are still 2 to 3 people who are missing, and the rescue operations are currently going on. The NDRF team, along with the Mumbai Fire Brigade team, they are doing the best they can to rescue these bodies, and they have been stuck for the last almost 12 hours. We saw just about an hour ago one body one person was rescued from the debris, but still there are about 2 to 3 who are still fear
That's
trapped,
right.
and efforts are going on to rescue them. Seher.
Right, and Apeksha, given the fact that it is still raining intermittently there, making those rescue operations even more difficult, something that has been on for the past 12 hours since rains have been there since last night when this collapse took place. Apeksha, many thanks for getting in those voices here. These, of course, are affected families on that tragedy. Wall collapse case that has come in from the other area as well, which has caused 3 fatalities. But in Malad, of course, it has now shot up to 19. Our correspondent Neha has been getting us more details here with respect to Western Railways and operations that are now limping back to normal. Neha, currently with the Western Railways CPR with further very specific details here coming in for the commuters, for the stranded commuters. Neha, please go ahead.
Sir, as we know, since today the railway line was disrupted since morning, be it on the Central Railway and Western Railway, where the office commute was surely affected for people who were looking out to go to offices but could not find the trains on time. We know that in the morning, Nalasopara railway station specifically did see waterlogging, but by the morning hours, the railway officials informed that the situation was under control. Railway services had started between Churchgate to Vasai, but beyond that, definitely it was an issue. To get more on this, we are joined here with Ravindra Bhakar, Western Railway Chief Spokesperson. So thank you so much for speaking to me now. So let's start with the whole thing that Nalasopara station is getting flooded again for the second time after 2 years. Even last year it was flooded. The railways have been claiming that they have been doing all the work right from desilting, so everything. Why is it that when the monsoons increase, railways always has to suffer?
Whatever Western Railway has claimed is absolutely right. In fact, if you see the quantum of rainfall, last year it was almost around 500 to 600 mm in a period of around 72 hours. And in the last 72 hours, the rainfall is more than 1000 mm. In spite of that, last year we have to suspend the operation for 20 hours on this particular section. And today you can see the traffic was not suspended at all. The trains were continuously moving, although at a restricted speed. The water level never raised above 200 mm. Last year it was 450 mm. So whatever meticulous planning and the hard work we have done on the ground, it has finally paid off. And the Western Railway throughout, since morning, it is working. And all the suburban trains are working absolutely, and the long distance trains are also working.
So though you say that train services have not stopped, but even yesterday at Palghar we saw waterlogging coming up till the track level. So the question here remains is, can the waterlogging not be stopped altogether? Why should the commuters suffer in the end when the trains continue to remain late by 25 minutes, 30 minutes? Give us how the railways are coordinating with even corporation authorities to fix this.
Railways, as far as the rail area is concerned or the track area is concerned, we are able to pump off the water, we are able to dispose the storm water, but finally it has to finally get out disposed of from the municipal corporations area also. So in case if there is heavy rains along with the high tides, which happened yesterday also and today also, so in that case it becomes very difficult, and when the track water level above the track is more than 200 mm, it becomes difficult to run the trains because there are chances of marooning the rakes also. So we take a precaution, but this time we ensured that the water level above track never came beyond 200 mm, and the trains were regularly plying at a restricted speed. Since because of heavy rains, there is a visibility issue also, the motorman can't drive the trains at the normal speed at which he usually runs. So because of that, there is a bunching of trains. So certain cancellation has to be made, but throughout the trains were available, although a bit delayed. And today, as you can see, even the airports have been, many flights have been suspended, the roads, but Western Railway is still working. The Mumbaikars are moving through Western Railway, and we are proud of our dedicated team whose dedicated efforts have finally paid off.
And Dr. Sir, if you can tell us the number of cancellation of services for today, and when can commuters expect normalcy in the services? When will the train service be available on time by evening? Is there a time that you can give?
As far as now, all the 4 lines are absolutely working fine. The trains have resumed to the normal speed. But as soon as the waterlogging starts builds up, and in case if there is again heavy rain, you know that then for the safety concerns we ply the trains
All
at
right. So this is of course entirely
20 or 30
dependent
kmph,
on
not on the
how
usual
the
speed
day
at which
fares
they run.
as with respect to the
definitely if
rains.
there
But
is
for now, all 4 services at the Western line is operational. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it at that, Neha. Appreciate you getting us those details. One final comment here before we wrap this show from the senior officer, the DDG of the IMD with us, Mr. Hosalikar. So you were saying that today is exceptional. Today, of course, has been exceptional. The city not having received this nature of rainfall in the past 10 years, if we go by those calculations here. But the forecast for the coming 48 hours, if it continues to remain heavy, even if not as exceptional as today, would it still be causing those inconveniences that we've seen today? Would it still be causing the flooding and waterlogging that we've seen today?
No, the probability for flood situation are very less, because the forecast is though the heavy rainfall warning is there today also, but we are expecting it in a form of intermittent rain. But the good news is that interior of Maharashtra is going to get good rains in today and tomorrow. That is part of Vidarbha and Marathwada. With the low pressure system moving in over the central India, interior of Maharashtra is going to get good rainfall in the coming 48 to 72 hours. And with the west coast remaining active, South Konkan definitely would receive heavy rainfall also.
All right, that of course is a relief for drought-stricken areas, and hopefully a lot of our water conservation projects would kick into action here as well with a healthy amount of rainfall. But tomorrow is not going to be as severe, so we're going to be looking at a relatively easier day here for Mumbaikars. Let's get in one of our viewers calling in, Mr. Ajay Multani from Mumbai. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, ma'am, every year we hear the same thing, and the media showing the same thing, the flooding and everything. But why not we privatize the BMC? Who will be accountable? Last 10 years, we hear the same thing during the monsoon, but there's no solutions to this. So the only solution is hand over to the people who can, just be accountable. So we need to do that.
All right, we understand the anguish there, of course. Each Mumbai, each given year, who has to suffer through this kind of waterlogging and flooding, despite the BMC saying that all work has been done. But today, the BMC is also wanting to make that exception in saying that these have been the heaviest rainfalls, despite the water pumping stations there working. 5 out of 7 being operational is what the Chief Minister has said here as well. Today has been an exceptional day, unprecedented rainfall that the city has received, because of which you have the suffering of people here, unfortunately. But tomorrow is going to be a relief, given that non-stop rains have stopped. Even now, it's going to be intermittent through the day. So we are looking at water receding in certain parts there. Let's hope that the coming few hours are going to be easier now for the people of Mumbai. Thanks for being with us.